Voiced? Voiced? Voiced?
This has been a day of surprises, has it not? 'Tis but a pity that Ophnia could not stay longer.
Yes, I think it's fair to say that she timed her departure rather less well than her arrival.
Well, time scarcely does it justice, but 1 moment later would have been a moment too late. Let us pray that the Asgardians who yet harbour doubts will take these events to heart and accept the truths of Sir Amaric's words. Well, 'tis only meet that I inform Tataru of what occurred here. If you have need of me, I shall be at Fort Arm Manor.
Allow me to accompany you. Tataru would never forgive me if I left for the Rising Stones without saying goodbye. Alright. So you're just gonna leave me with Yustola. What's our plan?
A moment, Meteor. I wish a word.
Sure.
Tell me, does Thancred seem quite well to you?
Aww, he got on well enough with Hilda, huh? He seemed to be pretty into her.
Oh, of that I have no doubt. His time in the wilderness did not deprive him of his charm. But that is neither here nor there. What concerns me is his etheric flow, which I fear has been irreparably disrupted. As a result, I strongly suspect that his ability to manipulate ether has been compromised. Simply put, Thancred may no longer be able to wield magics. It would do much to explain why he chose to remain in the wilderness rather than seeking us out. He would have been compelled to rely solely on traditional methods of travel, significantly prolonging his journey. And when he learned that a nearby beast tribe was making preparations to summon a primal, it may well have seemed more sensible to wait. But this is still little more than speculation. Until I approve, pray speak no word of it.
I don't speak very many words at all.
Right then. I should be on my way. Cryle may have charmed Master Medoya for now, but who can say how long it will last?
Alright. We're going to try to not have our character be a blabbermouth. Our character who has yet to utter a single vocal noise beyond "Yut!" Alright. Into Fort Dom. So this wraps up 3.1. Ooh. Which means they're going to have to tantalize us for 3.2. Mmm. Voiced.
That Vidofnir should chance to arrive even as the girl fell. Truly, I could not have planned it better myself.
Ah, good. We were afraid you might have left.
A shield, my lord?
Fit for a true knight. An expression of our gratitude to you and yours, long overdue. But there is something else I would discuss ere you part. Something which cannot leave this room. My father will soon step down as head of our house. Sir Emeric was not the only one to fall under suspicion following the death of the Archbishop. There are some who believe my father complicit in a coup d'etat. Thus he intends to renounce his title to absolve our house of suspicion and secure the support of our peers.
Surely there must be another way to convince Houses Durandare and Zemail.
So I said to him. Alas, he will not budge. Ever since I was a child, I knew that I would one day succeed my father. The thought of it filled me with pride. Yet once I learned the day was at hand, my heart was filled with naught but dread. Our legacy is built upon the lies of our forefathers. In accepting this title, am I not perpetuating this injustice? Why should I become the next count?
That's hard.
But then I thought of my brother. A knight lives to serve, to aid those in need. When you look on that shield, I trust you will remember his words. And should I once more find my resolve wavering, I ask that you show me the way. You were a brother to Rochefort. Will you be a brother to me as well? Come, Manelaine. There's much to be done. For father, and for Sir Emmerich, and for Ishgard.
Unspoken like Hilda.
To think we share the same blood. Pray excuse us.
Those were the days of promises and vows, of tentative first steps into an uncertain future. A future shaped by the choices we made, in ways we could never have foreseen. Born of good and evil, of light and darkness, and shepherded by our hand. Be it for weal, or be it for woe.
From the Memoirs of Count Edmond de Forton, Heaven's Word. As goes light, so goes darkness. Oh, I really do get the shield. I don't even have a paladin. This is thy proof. The Garen oracles, Apocrypha. It is a truth long forgotten, a tale of the beginning and of the path we have been set upon. Our fates were ordained long ago, Archon. The Garleans are no exception, nor the Triad. You know what must be done. Well,
everyone has their orders. The mask will attack as soon as all units are in position. The Imperials won't know what hit them.
I fear it will be bloody.
By Roger, it had better be.
Weird camera angle choice. We cannot stay here forever, Hida. We have other responsibilities.
I know full well what my responsibilities are, and I mean to fulfill them. Every one!
There it goes. Alright. 6.1, now we wait 3.5 months. And then we magically... We're here! We're here! Look who it is! Look who it is! Oh my gosh! Look at these three!
Alvino! Media! I've been looking all over for you. We've received news regarding Flamine, Hori Boulder, and Courtenay.
Really? Has something happened?
Oh, yes. No, it's nothing bad. Quite the opposite, in fact. It seems that once they learned the Scion's good name had been restored, they boarded the next ship bound for Limsa Laminsa. They should be arriving in a moment now. It's easy to forget how useful link pearls are, isn't it? When they work, I mean. Oh, and you don't mind being spied upon? Quite. That is wonderful news. To think that our reunion is close at hand.
A pleasure to see you too, Alphino.
Ah, Thancred and Kryle. What brings the two of you here?
Kryle and I have been looking for how we might track down Minfilia.
And we may have just found the answer. Oh, yay!
Meteor, when you were fleeing Uldar with Minfilia, you said that Hydaelyn spoke to her shortly before you parted ways, yes? Well, assuming that is true, and I see no reason to suspect that it is not, it seems reasonable to conclude that Hydaelyn commanded her to remain behind. That is to say, the Mother Crystal directly interceded to guide Minfilia. Admittedly, this is all still quite hypothetical, but I propose that such intervention, however subtle, must surely leave some residue trace. A lingering disturbance of ether, or ripple, if you will. In order to establish the existence of such ripples, of course, we will require suitable data.
Fortunately, they know where such data can be found. The battleground where Meteor felled the Ultima weapon, and the site of my personal ignominy. 'Twas where Hydaelyn intervened to shield him from magic I invoked. Kryle and I will infiltrate the castrum and analyze the ether within.
The two of you? Alone?
I have proven an act for subterfuge, and I'm confident there will be sufficient nooks and crannies in which to hide Kryle while patrols pass. Besides, if you and Meteor come along, who will see to Flamine's grand homecoming?
When you put it like that... Very well. I will trust in your plan.
Right.
I know not whether this data will yield a means to find Minfilia, but it will at the very least eliminate another avenue of inquiry. Tataru and I will return to the Rising Stone to make preparations for our comrades' return. Might I impose upon you to meet them at the Leminson docks?
Sure, if that's what you want.
Then I shall see to the four of you at the Rising Stones. Safe travels.
Alright. Let's do it. Let's go meet Flamine. Now remember, guys, I think Flamine, while she is probably not that much older than, like, Sid, I think she's a wonderful old lady. In reality, she's probably not any older than Sid. What, to the docks down here? I would have loved for our main character to be voiced, by the way. I think it would make a lot of this a lot more interesting. Guild Wars does it by basically assigning one male and one female voice to every race. Obviously that makes you feel like you have less choice in the character creation, but in trade, you get a character who says all these significant lines throughout. which I really like. Hey guys.
Oh, me dear, how have you been? Oh, come here and let me have a good look at you.
Well, here you go. I know I look like a bard.
Oh, thank the 12. Once hears the strangest tales in foreign lands. I worried about you all every day. When we would have sent word sooner, but the braves afforded us no opportunity. When they fell upon us in the market, it was all we could do to escape. Tataru found her way to you, of course, but we were forced to seek shelter among a Hannish vessel.
It pained us not being there when you needed us most, but we all made the most of it, didn't we, Guldenay? Studied and trained from dusk till dawn, we did.
We would have sooner sent word, but we knew not whom to trust, and with the vast distance. But those dark days are behind us at last. I shall be glad indeed to return home and speak with my daughter.
Oh yeah, about your daughter. Maybe we should do the returning home first, because she's missing.
What do you mean she's missing? How could you let this happen? I mean, forgive me. I am sure you are doing everything in your power to find her, dear. As Thancred must be. He watched over her from the first, long before me, and he will watch over her to the last. I shall pray for her safe return, and busy myself in the meantime. For a certainty, there is much and more to be done. The braves may have bloodied us, but the path remains, and we shall not be swayed from it.
Hey, that's the spirit. To the Scions, and a long overdue reunion. Huzzah!
Sure.
Well, there you have it. To the Rising Stones.
What you doing, buddy? The goatee really finishes it out nicely.
Well done, sir. And with that, I believe we are ready to proceed.
Let us be about our business, then. The next patrol may not be so credulous.
Why must you be so disappointingly brusque? You're not at all as Minfilia described, you know. I don't think you favoured me with so much as a single compliment since we set out. Tell me, did your time in the wilderness sap you of all your charm? Or are you holding it in reserve for your beloved?
This is neither the time nor the place.
Well, call me old-fashioned, but when I'm risking life and limb infiltrating an Imperial castrum, I like to be sure of my comrades' motivations.
I see now where Alphino gets it from. Minfilia is dear to me. It is true. But not in the way you think. 15 years passed, when she was still but a child. There was an incident at a parade. A gubu broke free of its fetters and ran amok through the streets of Ul'dah. Had I been more attentive, I could have prevented it. But I was distracted, and her father was killed. I feared she would never recover. But in the years that followed, she showed herself to be more resilient than I had ever imagined. And when she learned of her gift, she did not flinch from the responsibility, but sought to guide others on the path. She touched the hearts of all around her. Mine, Louisoix, every Scion's. In those dark days following the calamity, she was our guiding light, our hope for a brighter future. She had so many dreams, and I would give anything to make them come true.
My apologies. I can see she means the world to you. I did not mean to pick at old scars.
No harm done. I assure you. But fair is fair, my lady. What is Minfilia to you?
You mean you don't know? Only my dearest friend. When I finally emerged from my torpor, I learned that nary a day had passed without her asking after me. She never gave up hope. And neither will I.
Then for Minfilia's sake, let us pray that these vestiges of Hydaelyn's intervention will lead us to her.
A, that was a long time for them to chat like that rather than doing it prior to the infiltration. B, how did she open that? Was that just the act of interacting with something and that she really was like hitting in the buttons? And C, I don't still totally understand all their relationships with each other. But it is getting more filled in, right? They're filling in the gaps. So we are kind of slowly seeing the puzzles come together. We've got the border. We're putting in different pieces. Yeah. All right. Hey, guys.
Oh, it feels so good to be home again. To think that everyone is waiting for us just beyond those doors. Friends and family with whom we have shared so much. God help me, but the older I get, the more sentimental I become. Come, let us not keep them waiting.
Yes.
Right, so let's go inside then.
Huzzah!
Where'd they go? They already through the door? Man, would they run? Hey guys, look at this party. Huh?
Alien, Euphemie, it fills my heart with joy to see you both hale and healthy. And what of Higiri? Oh, she is well, though abroad on a mission at present. It just wasn't the same without you. Welcome back, my lady. We must show the children at once. Oh, they've always been so fond of Hori.
Well, where's Hori? Hey, buddy.
Mortar! What in the seven elves drove my little brother to come to Mordona? Why, you, brother. You and the Scions, of course. For 1,000 days I trained that I might grow as strong as you, that I might fight alongside you. Yet now that you are here, I sense that you have surpassed me once more. No, do not tell me. You trained with the harness, did you not? Your eyes do not deceive, brother. I studied the trials of the braves, and trod deep in the souls of mine enemies.
You just sitting by yourself, buddy? What you doing over here?
Glad though I am to be home, I could not help but think of those who have yet to return. Once we have settled in, I would join the search.
Alright.
I worry Artemis is getting a bit carried away, but I suppose I can overlook it on this occasion.
Oh, we could do with more of that around here. Heartfelt reunions for stalwart companions brings a bloody tear to the eye.
Not everybody? Up. One more.
I heard it all from Elaine. So, where is she? If I'm to greet the songstress of Uldar, I would do so on my feet. Secret of ones in a ship's hold to secure safe passage to a faraway land. This is a tale we all know all too well. When they were well rested, I should like to seek a formal introduction.
Why, wait, my friend. Come, there is no need to be shy.
Oh, pray grant me a moment longer. Though I am happy to oblige you, my legs are rather less accompanying.
Look at all these guys. Do I know you?
Is that the Lady Flamine I've heard so much about? Well, I should have to introduce myself.
It's been so long since I've seen all of them like this.
Yes, too long, if I may add. 'Twas the chaos born of my foolish ambition which forced them to flee. Though they are returned, there are others yet missing, others whom we cannot forsake.
Oh, we'll find them, Alphino. I know we will. Minfilia, Ida, Popolimo, every last one. And when they walk through those doors, we'll be here to welcome them home, with me at the head of the queue, of course.
Why you at the front of the line? You gonna take their money?
Tancred and Cryle contacted us a short while ago. It would seem that their foray into Castrum Meridianum bore fruit. They ask that we rendezvous with them in Yastola at Isleshire, where they will share their findings. Rude though it is to depart without speaking to the guest of honor, I expect she will forgive me if I return with her daughter.
Why don't you just say something? She's right. You already left. You could have said hello.
Mayhap it is for the best I remain ignorant of the details, dear. Otherwise, I might be tempted to do something rash. I will place my faith in you all, and the 12 to see her return to me.
Uh-huh. Alright. It feels like he could have said something. She was right there. It's not like we got called away as he like arrived in Mordona and there was like an airship waiting. He stood there watching her.
My apologies. I see I am the last to arrive. So, what news have you for us?
Well, as we postulated, there were indeed what appeared to be the remnants of an unexplained disturbance in the ether at the scene of the altar of a weapon's destruction. A ripple at odds with the presiding pattern. Though faint, the waveforms bore a strong resemblance to those observed following the destruction of the Isle of Val, when I believed Hydaelyn shielded me with the blessing of light.
To confirm our findings, we paid a visit to the Sildi aqueducts. We detected the same waveform, but others of magnitude larger, as one would expect of a more recent disturbance.
Hydaelyn, there is no other explanation. Right. So, there is more, but when I studied the site where Y'shtola used flow, it appeared that not 2, but 3 beings had been affected. Yet, unlike Y'shtola and Tancred, there was no trail to follow. Our unknown third party was simply there, and then not there. Now, recall your visions of a vast crystal floating in the sea of ether. Though this is too but a theory, studies of gifted subjects suggest that, when communing with Hydaelyn, we briefly leave our bodies behind. So let us consider the facts. 1. Hydaelyn interceded. 2. A third being was caught in Y'shtola's flow and vanished without a trace. And 3. Hyland may have the capacity to summon the consciousness of gifted individuals to her side. You are implying, I take it, that Hyland guided Minfilia to the compass of my magic, that she might summon her, body and soul, unto the ethereal sea? In which case, we must continue our search there, for a blessing, the means to already exist. I speak of the Anti-Tower, a Charlian construction conceived to provide the scholars a vantage point over the ethereal sea. Though I know not where its entrance lies, we need only ask its last custodian, a contrary old crone who, for another blessing, refused to join the Exodus.
Master Matoya was the keeper of the Anti-Tower. I had no idea, and I know all things. Then our course is clear. We must petition her aid once again.
How could Master Alpha not know? Oh, so dreadful. Onward. What's crazy is I've done all this work on my bard today, and I've not leveled a single time. So as they've retuned the experience through this, the amount of experience I'm getting for doing post-MSQ stuff is crazy. It's absolutely nuts that like they don't let me use that to level multiple jobs. Because it feels like to new players, right? You're getting these wild surges of experience. And then without really more than a cutscene denoting that that's the end of patch content, you move into post-MSQ, and then you just stall out, and you just do narrative. So if you're not finding the narrative rewarding, which I'm having a blast, but if you're not finding the narrative rewarding, there's little else besides the fact you have to do this. And so it really encourages you from a, like, I want to level up standpoint, it really encourages you to hit that escape key, which would deny you a huge amount of lore. Because you're not making progress. So somebody that knows, like, man, I can't wait to catch my friends who are all at level 90 and I really want to try this game out. This is almost New Game Plus, where you're getting nothing. The narrative is its own reward, and that is all it is. As opposed to everything else in the game, you're usually getting at least some other form of reward. Right? Even PvP grants, like, all sorts of stuff. It grants wolf marks, it grants experience, it grants your PvP reward track stuff, this series stuff. So, like, it gives all this stuff. Like, this is just MSQ rewarding you with MSQ. It's very small amounts of gil. It's very useless gear compared to, like, what Poetics was. If they just dropped it to dropping, like, the augmented tombstone set now, I think that would be fine. Just let you go into the next expansion wildly overpowered. I don't know. It just feels odd that they've done so much to revisit core expansion content, but they've done so little to visit patch content.
Oh, what a surprise! Well, what secrets have you come to extract from me this time? Ah, though it pains me to admit it, your words strike close to the mark. We humbly ask that you grant us entry to the Anti-Tower, that we might use it to seek a friend who we believe has been transported to the ethereal sea. Oh, and who told you I could do such a thing, I wonder?
Oh, what are you going to do?
The tower was abandoned to keep its magical keepers 15 years ago. They have run the run of the place now. If that is no deterrent to you, then by all means.
Is that all? I felt sure you would seek to dissuade us from our course, given your role as custodian.
Role? Hardly! The Forum foisted the title on me. During the Exodus, every entrance to the Anti-Tower was sealed save one. My role consists of making sure no one with ill intent sneaks through it. Such was the Forum's final order to me.
No entry, huh? Well, sign says no entry. Story's over.
Well, I can remove the wards right now. Will you be going or not? We will. Master Matoya, we will do whatever it takes to find Minfilia. We'll see about that. Meteor can go. Take the magicless rogue too, if you like. He's of no use to me. The rest of you will stay and work, and I'll hear no argument. Those are my terms.
Oh. And I should be delighted to accompany you. Lead the way, Meteor.
Hagrid, no. Your etheric flow has been compromised, do not deny it. To venture into an unknown environment so thick with ether, so close to the ethereal sea, would be to risk further impairment or worse.
But Minfilia could be in there, waiting for us.
And you could die. And for what? If she is waiting beyond, Meteor will find her. Trust in him, have faith. Only I am allowed to die once every few years.
Damn it all. Bring her back to us.
Sure.